No, the game did not restart itself properly. Let's try that again. I want to play Pac Man. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh my god, guys, Namco! Rated, or something, whatever R stands for. Man, I can't believe I'm playing World 2 like a week early. Can you believe this, guys? They gave me like a review copy, and I get to play it with like a GameCube controller. This is all I ever needed in my life. So anyways, I'm not gonna watch all that. Dude, these graphics are so quality. It's in like 480p in like a box. But it's running at 60 frames per second. It's an actual workable game. Look.
Pac Man! Terrible, terrible news! Pac-Land is in serious danger.
And then they all died. No, I'm kidding. Let's start this. That's like a thing. That's like a slice of pie. That's Pac Man. That's my Tuck E. Cheese token, and over there is freedom. That's freedom, right, man? What? Can you tell me what freedom means? No, I'm just gonna screw this. I don't. Everything you just said. I'm gonna transcend the barriers. I'm gonna finish this. Oh my god, guys! I beat Pac Man World 2. Holy shit! Oh my god. That's like a, what is that, like a freaking, like a less than 5 minute PB, sub 5. I'm a god. No, I'm kidding. The bare basics. Yo guys, they made a maze like the first Pac-Man game. But it's in 3D. Is it me, or did they make the maze easier? I think I actually killed the ghost. You're not supposed to kill the ghost. You, like, eat them and then they respawn. Like, hello? Alright. I need to put my World 1 experience into the mix and start zigzagging. I'm a true gamer. I know all the secret techniques that play me. Oh my god, I fell into a hole. Yeah. Why is he standing like that? What? He's reading? Pac Man reads? I wasn't even reading. Can get that out of here. What? How dare they? Alright, I'm gonna beat capitalism. The more of those I could collect. I should absolutely collect all of those. They'll probably give me like an award or something. I think I'll get like the Nobel Peace Prize. No, that's doable. That's doable. That's certainly doable. I just need to like do my secret warm-up. And I'll get past this one hill. I don't like this hill, it's tormenting me. just need to find like this one out of bounds ledge I can grab. And I'll conquer the game. If I can conquer that hill, I can conquer life. There is nothing that can stop me. Oh, I have a horrible idea for what I can do there. So anyways, capitalism. Dude, this new Pac Man game is freaking awesome. They have water physics. I think the best addition was capitalism because you can collect Bitcoin in like real life by collecting it in the game. And then they paid tribute to Mario 64 because you can be Metal Pac Man, right? And then he just sounds like all clinky and he's cool because he's silver. And he could just walk underwater. And it only lets you collect more capitalism. Oh, never mind. I have to pay my subscription fee for using Metal Pac Man. Yo, the Grand Canyon from the US? I remember it looking like this. It looked like more like reddish and gray or something. I don't remember when it grew green, but I mean, that's cool. Even though it's a review copy, please believe me. I knew that was there. I was just trying to damage boost into a collectible. You see that big guy right there? You can either be a coward and avoid him, or you can show him how man you are. How do I? Oh, that's how I. You can be a man and like kick him in the face. See, he can't harm you. He just stalls your progress. You gotta show him who's boss by staying in the ring for like 5 million years. There you go. See, he's just a tool for your. I can't remember the term. I'm too old for this. But I'm gonna collect the capitalism anyway, and I'm gonna. Dude, this game was made in like 2025, and I can't zoom in first person. I'm removing like 0.1 decimal points from my review score. I'm sorry. But they do give me free food. I'll add like 0.5 decimals back. That was all intentional. It was just to bring me back to this guy so I could assert my dominance on him again. And always make sure you eat your cotton candy before you go to work. Who would dare? Okay. You don't need to save your progress. You autosave. Look at him. He's fucking because he knows my data's solid. Always remember to schedule your trip to the beach when your life is kind of feeling boring, you know? Man, this camera sucks. I can't even give you a full tour of like what the water looks like. Man, these ledge grab physics are like the best thing since Assassin's Creed. checkpoint? I thought checkpoints were automatic in 2025. What year is this? Where I have to... where it's not built for ADHD brain and you have to like wait for the platform to move for you. And not grab the ledge. No, you see guys, that's the way they want you to go. Where you're actually supposed to go is this way. Because the ledge grab physics are so amazing, you can Assassin's Creed your way out of any problem. Don't listen to what the signs say. Do it your own way. I don't need to listen to the rules. I am the rule. I'm Pac Man. I eat fruit. I eat my vitamins. I eat cookies. I like trees. Pac Man. Man, guys, I sure don't remember how to fight you. And so I still insert stupid joke here. I'm not gonna say anything. It's just, it's the golden cherry because Team Cherry is one of the best indie devs of this generation. That's like their Nobel Peace Prize. I don't need a save. And so Pac Man destroyed the capitalist frog that was sucking the bank dry, and he saved the bank from losing its funds. And then he went to the woods to enjoy trampoline park. Free admission. Oh, I love gravity, don't you? Remember kids, before you start PE in the morning and second period, just do your stretches, like actually do them. You'll thank yourself like 25 years later. Pac-Man's like a really great like PE teacher. He speaks from experience. Like, look at him, he's all warmed up and ready to go. Because he's gonna skip reading because you don't have to read in PE. Physical education. I just want to bounce on the giant trampoline because I don't need to go to Six Flags. I go to Six Flags when you have trampoline park. Dude, this adventure park is so cool. I paid $0 for this. And for $0 I can have a camera that like scrolls as I platform. I always wanted a camera that scales with my platforming. What does this do? No, can I skip that? I don't want to do that. Dude, how many calories does like Pac Man burn on a daily basis? I'd actually like to know. This is like the best trampoline park ever. We have a cleanup on checkpoint 2. A yellow fat man broke his legs. Nah, not this time. You see, with proper technique, any fall is survivable. I wish they taught me that in PE because I would be the idiot that climbs the bleachers and then falls because Assassin's Creed taught me in life that gravity is your best friend. And it doesn't matter how hard gravity pulls, you can always outdo it. I remember when PE had like those beam saws, and they like mixed it with woodworking because in PE you have like wood floors, right? So while you're exercising, you're also cutting wood because the floor is all wood, and like the bleachers are sometimes all wood, so sometimes you just need to polish the wood and just make sure that it's twice as shiny the next time you go to PE. And it teaches you about safety while you do PE because beam saws are like dangerous. Or at least I think they are. Pac Man can like touch it and like not die. So I don't think they're that dangerous. Right guys, their beam saws aren't that dangerous at all. See if he like lets them touch him like 5 billion times, he just passes out. There's no like serious injury involved. You just have to like harden your fingers and you'll be fine. Or you could just harden your legs and do like a safety roll. This is a very informative PE class, I tell you. I really wish they taught me all of this in PE. I just need to find the closet that they stored the balls in. That's like it's just the one missing piece from this puzzle. PE is not complete without the sports balls. You know, the volleyballs and the bears that try to assert their dominance at you because like they think they can volleyball better than you do when you're really a badminton player. George, get out of here! I don't want to be told for like the 5th time that you can dribble really well. I can dribble better. I do rock climbing. I'm a better PEist. Where do I go? Where's the map in this game? What do I do? I think I go that way. You see, PE teaches you the most valuable lesson: never be afraid of heights. Because it won't kill you. It just makes you pass out. It's like Pokemon. They don't die. They lose their battles and they pass out. And then you just go to the Pokemon Center every other like 5 seconds. Because Medicare is free, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you have like free Medicare, so despite everything you do to kill yourself, you'll come back right on your feet, and you'll just pass it on like it was just a dream. That whatever happened didn't really happen. You never got hurt. And George didn't throw that punch at me. I never felt a thing. And then there's just the random bullies in PE, and I'm like, I don't know what I ever did to you. Harold, what do I look like to you? Big fat meanie? And then Harold gets the brilliant idea to like take a stash of notebook paper and draw this thing that says Big Fat Meanie on it, and it's a round. It's a big imperfect circle that's like scribbled yellow. and has like a hockey puck for a nose and just fat red boots. And then Pac-Man looks at it and he's like, "Do I really look like this to you?" As if he's all like offended, when really he's astounded by Harold's excellent artistry. Whoever thought that PE should have been mixed with woodworking is an actual artist, because I wouldn't even thought of that. Like the wood floors and the buzzsaws, it makes perfect sense. Like they completely synergize. And you get to polish the wood while you exercise. And then the ball falls in the corner and it pops, and it teaches you about safety. Dude, they even introduced like propane. They're like, yeah man, you use propane to grow like that burger of yours. Like Burger King, right? And it teaches you fire safety in the class with like all wood. That's a fire hazard. While you like charcoal the grill. And you like get free Burger King training on the job. I'm like, man, I get free job training with this as well. The school is awesome. I wish I had that in my PE class. And then they put you down the slip and slide because they know that woodworking is hard. And you get to learn how to be an assassin from an Assassin's Creed by just casually balancing on tight ropes and ledge grabbing. Because even if you don't think you have it, you have complete grip strength over any ledge that you grab. Physics don't matter. Physics is for nerds. You're not a nerd. You're like whatever you want to be. Work at Burger King. Because no matter how hard the shifts at Burger King get, you'll always know that in the end, PE really taught you well. You learn valuable safety lessons and woodworking skills while you burn your hand on the deep fryer. I mean the propane grill, because you're using propane, not like this weird oil fryer or something. And they give you free fruits. And you're supposed to like make 500 burgers before like 10 minutes end. But you were prepared for this. PE taught you that no matter what hardships come your way, you can just press the A button, so then it'll do all the work for you. Because when you're silver, you're unstoppable. You're like the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer was the best Burger King employee ever, but he could only lose to gravity because he lost a surfboard. Yo, Pac-Man. Where's that surfboard, man? We need that surfboard. Gravity is not liking us today. All the propane tanks are kind of like on standby because they're on strike because all we use now are electric stoves instead of gas stoves. I remember when gas stoves were like a big deal and efficient. PE taught me that. PE taught me that gas stoves are how you should cook things. and that the blue and orange buttons are actually the buttons I should be pressing in life. Six Flags wish it could be as good as my PE class. Because no matter how hard gravity pulls you down, or how many spins you do after hitting the trampoline, or how many ledges you grab from like 500 feet in the air, it'll never break you. You've been trained for this. PE has hardened not only your fingers, your bones, but also your resolve. And once you harden your resolve, there is nothing that can stop you. Like Pac Man, this man is like the ultimate PE student. He has his like a smile and his mouth open at all times because he's like, this is just a joke. I'm the best PE student ever. Six Flags wish it was as good as my PE class. And it also taught him to be a dad because he figured out how to use propane. And then this guy came in to test him. He's like, he's blue, and he's like, "Come for the golden fruit, Pac Man." Spooky wanted me to think of a good cut down if he ever got to me. I think my saw blade should do the trick. The contraption doesn't look very strong. Some rifles into the body or bump notes is on the glass should do the trick. Yeah, for some reason Pac-Man knows exactly what those are, and I have no clue what those are, so I just press buttons and Pac-Man does the things I want him to do. And if he dies, he's like, that never happened. Because it never happened. He just, it's like Pokemon. You see, in PE, I also learned some math, and that math was actually really cool. I learned how to tell that a triangle was a triangle using the quadratic formula. I don't think any other class than PE could teach me that. And then when you finish the trampoline park, you get your degree in woodworking from PE. You're a professional horseman. And you can go west and use your new scholarship money to then go north in Minnesota, where like the mountains are. And so you have to go to the admissions office and tell Sir Ranger Man that you're qualified for this job. You can hike Mount Everest. PE class taught you everything you needed to know. And there's nothing in the mountains that can truly stop you. And so Pac Man started his hike up Mount Everest, where like 5,000 bajillion people hike and like 40% die. And Pac-Man's like, I can conquer this mountain. I learned from the best in PE. There's nothing that can stop me. And so Pac-Man started hallucinating. He's like, wait, I don't remember Mount Everest having kids playing with snowballs at like the altitude of 5 million feet. Kids can't even breathe at that height. There's something they've not been telling me. And so Pac-Man took a dip in the jacuzzi. And he's like, man, that ice bath was cold. Like my drinks, I like them cold. I need to climb this mountain now. And so Pac-Man started pressing the green button and holding forward to climb the mountain. Because once he has climbed Mount Everest, there is truly nothing that he can't do because he learned from PE. He's taught him that there is nothing that he can't conquer, and he can be whoever he wants to be. Because even though the kids are still bullying him after he's been like a 20 years alumni, not even the kids thinking he's a dinosaur with a yellow ball will waver his confidence and his resolve. Despite freezing him in cryosleep for 500 more years, Pac Man wakes up like it was just a dream. And he continues eating those giant red dots. Because he's colorblind, ketchup is mustard and mustard is ketchup. And then you have to down the two condiments with like ice water or something because they have so much salt in them. This ice will not stop me, said Pac Man as he proceeded to up smash 500 times to warm his feet so he would not skid across the ice. Until he finally stopped skidding across the ice and into the ice bath. Man, this review copy is a really short game. This is like only like an hour in and I'm like a third done with it or something. And then on his descent from Mount Everest, Pac Man hallucinated again and there was a giant snowball. And for some reason, all across the trail there was just fruit. And he's like, man, capitalism? I don't remember paying to buy fruit in Mount Everest. I didn't even plan for this trip. I learned from PE. And so Pac-Man jumped across the giant chasm and the snowball snowballed into the canyon. Man, Mount Everest is pretty spooky. And then another snowball snowballed downward. And so Pac-Man had to tap into his memories of like the Pacer exam. And really use his jogging skills. Because when his journey from Mount Everest ends, he's gonna like take a vacation to Hawaii. And he's saving up so he can get like a plane, because you need a plane to get to Hawaii. Man, PE never taught me how to ride a plane. I can't believe I have to use all my money to buy tickets. And so he got blasted to Hawaii. Oh man, I thought I got blasted to Hawaii. That was a great dream. Pac-Man reawoke from his slumber, and he used his unwavering resolve from PE to once again reconquer all that progress which he's dreamt of. Gravity won't stop me. I am gravity. I'm Pac-Man. When I grow up, I'll be a PE teacher. This new generation will learn the values that it means to be a giant yellow dot. Learn to stand up for yourself. Don't let life bully you. All the Georges and the Harolds and the Larrys and the Teddisons and the Roosevelts. They don't mean what they say. They're just mad that you're better than them. Despite all the snowballs and despite all the goats that for some reason like ramming, Pac Man was unwavered, and he continued to use his skills from PE to reorient himself, because nothing could truly stop him. Pac Man finally started learning the matchup, and after being torn down from gravity 5 times over, he had learned how to press the B button. Man, this red button is pretty cool. How do I get over there? Is there like... Oh. Pac Man was also taught how to use his insightful skills, so he could roll a d20, and then when it landed on the 20, he could view the path forward in his life. And thus there was a cavern that lay beneath Pac Man. And then another snowball. It was like a snowball again. I must be dreaming. But it was not a dream. The snowballed twice. And thus Pac-Man had to use his uber hardened PE resolve that was stronger than ice. And rougher than a diamond. And it was completely unbreakable. To truly show the snowball that it was no mere match for his realms. For Pac-Man is a perfect circle. And nothing can stop a perfect circle once it starts rolling. For perfect circles have no breaks. Another snowball. Pac-Man was indeed not dreaming. For now, the icicles had tried to stop him. But the icicles were no match, for he was trained in PE. And he was an expert jogger. If he really tried hard enough, he could beat Usain Bolt in running, but he's better at jogging. And jogging is cooler than running to him, because he's a perfect circle. And perfect circles take things one step at a time, so you start with jogging. But Pac-Man never transitioned to running. He doesn't need to run, he rolls. And so Pac-Man had conquered the Vicarious Cave. I don't even know what vicarious means, but it's a cool word I learned in science. And then the Mount Everest instructor said, Pac-Man, this is Rockefeller Center. Over here we're only permitted to use ice skates. Here you go, just don't cut yourself. For Pac-Man was a perfect circle. He had no edges to be cut. So from Mount Everest to New York, Pac-Man had teleported within the span of 5 milliseconds and taken his talents to Rockefeller Center so he could show the world he was born for the ice show. Simpsons wish they were as cool as I, said Pac Man. As he did like a figure 8 500 million times within the span of 2 seconds, and awed the crowd that wasn't there because he was delusional. Pac-Man was dreaming again because he actually had like 5 million beers with the Texas Mount Everest ice skating instructor. And Pac-Man is like, man, beer tastes amazing. I wonder why more people don't drink it these days. And then afterward, he proceeded to move like 2 inches from his chair, and he unconsciously started drunk skating. Pac-Man did not realize he was drunk skating, for in his mind he was at the ice show. And he did like a super 500 forward backseat alongside his figure 8s, alongside a super wave dash. He didn't even know how to do a super wave dash. It just came to his mind because he knows he is a master at improv. He taught them that with an unwavering resolve, you also need to be creative. The wood doesn't just cut itself, and it's yours to mold. And just like you can cut wood, you can sculpt ice into anything you want it to be. So Pac-Man turned himself into ice. And then Pac-Man unfroze from the ice because they wanted to do more art. For despite him being a perfect circle, there was more beauty that they needed to bestow upon this world of ice. For if it was not cold, it was cool. And so then Pac-Man remembered this one trick that they've been doing since they started this journey from PE to become the world's bestest PE instructor. And after taking an ice bath for like the 5th time, they would show the world that they knew how to do this cool trick called jump cancel up smash. And so alongside their green eggs and ham, they called this next trick the Lowell and Scam because it was an up smash canceling their jump into the ice bath for like the 6th time. And then by the time Pac-Man finally finished the trick, he had to give his flowers to his mentors in life. And he's like, I learned this trick in PE. You can too. As he proceeded to do it like 500 more times. Because he is a perfect circle. Circles never run out of gas, and neither does Pac-Man, because he is a perfect circle. And so after Pac-Man demonstrated the true strength of being well-rounded, they finally decided to lock in and stop dreaming because the beers have begun to finally start injuring their brain cells as they were drunk skating. I mean drinking and driving. I mean rocker and felling. And then they remembered they're at Rockefeller Center, and they actually need to just get past the ice rink because there's no other way than New York to get past Mount Everest. And so they had to show New York that their skill is unmatched, for they are a perfect circle. one does not stop the perfectionist of the circle. It can only slow it down. And even when you slow it down, you have to do the dishes again, and then the boulder falls, and Sisyphus has to push it back up the Mount Olympus thingy. But it's not Mount Olympus, it's Mount Everest, and Pac-Man is not the boulder. He is the ice bath. And despite all the ice baths that Pac-Man has been taking because their legs were made of macaroni, they decided that once they take their vacation from Hawaii and get home from Mount Everest and tell their family about the cool journey that they went on, that Pac-Man would go to Italy and become like a pasta chef, so they could spread their well-roundedness and activate like the pizza pie nature of them when you remove a slice from the perfect circle. For they have once demonstrated that when you remove a slice from the perfect circle, not even Rockefeller Center New York brand pizza can stand a chance. And then at the end of the journey, the Rockefeller Center instructor had warned them of a really cold-hearted beast made of cold steel like the hedgehog. And everyone didn't like them, so Pac-Man had to be well-rounded again and teach them the lessons that they learned from BE to dispose of this threat before they disposed of themselves. But then Pac-Man came back after being disposed of himself to teach the PE teacher, the PE dropout, a lesson for dropping out of PE. Because you have dropped out of PE, you have disgraced all that you mean at Mount Everest because you cheated. The beauty of Mount Everest is the climb and the journey, not the peak. The peak is the reward. For you have not honored the climb, so you have dishonored all that this stands for. So for once in Pac-Man's life, Pac-Man had to humble a student. And so after Pac-Man passed out from like the 15th beer and had like another nightmare, he rounded out his resolve once more, and they had to teach this bully a lesson. How dare you craft this mechanical monstrosity with the spitting of Harold and the floating of Heimerdinger and the canyons of the Red Canyon. I just wanted to go to Hawaii and enjoy my vacation. What? What? That's new. So Pac-Man craving a slice of pizza. Imagine that there was a slice of pizza in Mount Everest. And strengthen his resolve twice more. Unfortunately, Sarah would not make it easy for Pac-Man to get their slice of pizza because they like throwing snowballs at them. But Pac Man is a student of PE. This is mere child's play for them. For they were finally able to get an opening and get their pizza pie. Sarah would not stand a chance against a student of PE when the PE student rounds their resolve. So after spending 2 eternities in the ice bath, Pac-Man got sick of all the Christmas cheers and the Coca-Cola years of the Scooby-Doo gears that they were guilty of. And he decided he had enough of Mount Everest for like a life, and he climbed back up to see Sarah standing there ready to bully him for like the 5th time. Because Sarah was a no ne'er-do-well, and they did nothing but nair when they played Smash Brothers, because they didn't respect Pac-Man's well-rounded skills in playing Mario. Because he was a circle, and she didn't like circles for some reason, so she weaponized snowballs. And Pac-Man was so close to the edge of his well-rounded limit that his demeanor would soon give in, for he had fallen down Mount Everest 500 times because Sarah cheated. And Pac-Man doesn't like it when people cheat. Only Pac-Man can cheat because he's well-rounded. Unfortunately, too well-rounded that when he snowballs, he can't stop. For Pac-Man, it's perfect circles, and perfect circles have no edges. There are unfortunately no breaks on without one on a shape that does not have an edge. And despite all the snowy nature and the PE lessons he had learned, Pac-Man could not grab the ledge. Pac-Man could not stop his cycle of perfect circle, where despite his best efforts, it would all come back to him making fatal misplays against Sarah's monstrosity. For Pac-Man's patience truly began wearing thin, and his brain became the Windows loading screen thingy. Where you click a thing and it has like that circular loading bar. And so he finally taught Sarah, Kiara what capitalism meant, and that she was banned from Rockefeller Center forever because she had cheated not only her tickets to enter for free, but stolen ice skates from a man that was joyful with glee. And so he stole the golden apple because it was worth like $500 million, and then sold it to buy out Rockefeller Center and his vacation to Hawaii because he needed something new, and it was too cold. And so Pac-Man finally booked the trip to Hawaii, and he's like, man, I love their volcanoes, and decided to go in the first cave that he saw. Man, it sure is dark. Hey, look, aren't those guys from Dig Dug? His memories jolted back, for in his childhood he had vacationed to Hawaii once before. Hawaii was a beautiful land, but he had not remembered the volcanoes being so dark, and so he fell into the abyss. And then climbed his way back up, because if anything he had learned from Mount Everest is despite no matter how much you fall, you always climb back up. For Pac Man was a student of PE, and his resolve would be legendary. For a circle could not be stopped. He is too round, and he cannot break. Man, volcanoes sure are tall, he thought, as the camera jolted 5 million directions. But worry not, he would not. The B button is only a matter of judgment. It will not stop his journey through Hawaii. And no matter how many times he had fallen, despite journaling the new species discovered within the volcanoes, he would proceed to commit genocide after they had committed volcanic descent for like the 5th time. Pac Man had worn his patience thin through Mount Everest and Rockefeller Center. And thus that day, Pac Man had learned you do not grab a ledge that falls. For that is the job of water, because water falls. Pac Man had finally gotten to the ash. I don't need a tiptoe. I'm a PE student, he thought to himself, and so he jumped across the tightrope and cheated, for he is round. With great roundedness also comes great war crimes. And so Pac Man fell into the abyss and paid for his war crimes. Only to come back once again. For no matter how many times he had fallen, he had only gotten faster at climbing, for he had fallen too many times in Mount Everest. Ah, this is the Hawaii I remember, said Pac Man as he appeared into the red ash and magma and liquid and whatever the color red is. For Pac Man is colorblind. Ketchup looks like mustard and mustard looks like ketchup, so hot dogs are actually green. They look like pickles. Pac Man thought, man, there's sure a lot of falling in the volcano. I wish there was as much falling in the season of fall, right? And so Pac Man took the risky route because he saw his favorite slice of pizza. And then he paid the toll fee for his pizza. And no matter how many times Pac-Man had fallen into the volcano that was located within the 4 islands of the Hawaii archipelago, Pac-Man's resolve will never be faltered, so he drank another beer. But that would not stop the Pac-Man's macaroni legs from mobilizing themselves. His resolve would not waver no matter how many diseases they had on their resume. It would not stop them from getting their 401k despite not needing it, for they are immortal. And immortal they will be, for they have learned from PE. Deeper descending into the volcano, Pac-Man had reminded himself. I don't know what panic attacks work. Why is this place feel so weird? For Pac-Man had used the silver to its highest advantage so they would not dirty themselves from the ketchup and mustard on the floor. And so Pac-Man, not knowing where the third dimension lie, used their camera moving skills to determine the location of the sky. Upwards I must travel. Upwards I must go. Descend further into the volcano I must know. For this section of the volcano was uncharted territory. Pac-Man would be making new findings in the laboratory. Pac-Man was a gamer, for he had known. He was an element all his enemies would know unknown. Despite his polio and despite his tuberculosis, he had used his legs made of macaroni to give himself scoliosis. Pac-Man had arisen from the hole of hell. His story was meant to be told. His story would be the next on SpongeGar's show and tell. He had combined both drugs of silver, mercury, and Adderall, and showing brighter than the brightest star of them all. I swear to God, there better be a checkpoint. I know this is Hawaii, but this might be my boiling point, said Pac-Man, unaware that they have made a silly pun. Despite the hardships, they were actually having quite fun. But Pac-Man is a gamer. Unfortunately for this camera, the camera has run thin. Such as its villains, such as its wind. Oh boy, Assassin's Creed, said Pac Man. As he grabbed the ledge to greet his biggest fan. Ooh, capitalism shined the coin in the distance. Before Pac-Man had collected it, the end seemed within distance. The sink had drained. I did not intend to grab that. Prepare for a maze. Man, Hawaii sure is big, he thought to himself. Such a panic at low health, he had never thought once to himself. Thine self. Pac-Man is a gamer, he need not health. Healthcare is free. And so dangerous is he. Oh my god. Finally, remnants of his PE class had he was not alone in the depths of the Hawaii's thingy mabob. For Hawaii was hot and Hawaii was humid. But Hawaii's dangers could not stop Pac-Man the Druid. For he is round and he has the power to shapeshift into whatever being he decides to be, for he is all that be. For I am a gamer, you will not stop me, Pac-Man said, up with the utmost confidentiality. Pac-Man would then remember, this is bullshit, such as Hawaii. Pac-Man was nuts. Silver with bolts. He had a few screw loose in his brain, struck by lightning bolts. Pac-Man's stroke of dementia went away. He had finally remembered what he wanted to say. Ah yes, that blue button. It gets my troubles out of the way. Finally. A platform to progress. This game I can finally play. As Pac-Man had spent 500 more years finally getting out of the caverns of Italy, he forgot that it was not Italy he was within. It was the volcano of Hawaii. Harry, my old friend, get out of my way. As Pac-Man had butt bounced his way he had another stroke of dementia. And for some reason he was hallucinating. There was a bunch of cavemen that looked like Spongar, but feelings they were not reciprocating. Another maze? No, I've had enough. I need to get my ticket out of here. And thus, through the perilous maze, Pac-Man further ventured. For all the stress, despite his painkillers being permanent, had harmed his dentures. But Pac-Man was a gamer. In the end, they need not worry. There was no rush. There was no hurry. And so Pac-Man bathed once again in the ketchup and mustard. Unfortunately, they did not taste as expected. They did not taste like custard. Man, I sure remember this part of Hawaii. Pac-Man had thought. I'm sure glad that in this country there's no parking lots. As then Pac-Man looked down to the abyss that lay in front of them. But the abyss peered back. Pac-Man did not blink, for he is a student of PE. Son of a bitch. Pac-Man cried as he broke his legs from skipping the magma slide. What the fuck? Screw this, Pac-Man laid. He had wasted another life and taken another beer before he had wanted a break from the Hawaii Jade. For Pac-Man had taken another beer break. It was Hawaii after all. Why not enjoy the nonsense of no rake? Fuck, said Pac-Man, as he had been snowballed back into the turd. As once again he looked into the abyss, and he would not blink. For Pac-Man is a gamer. Giving up is for the weak. Pac-Man had found the cavern of Jesus. 3 days had passed. He is finally out at last. Miss Pac-Man called as they exited the caverns. My man, how are you doing? Have you gone to the tavern? No, Pac-Man replied. I have been stuck in a well. Except it was filled with all ketchup and mustard. It was not that swell. I knew the other ghost couldn't take you. I haven't seen you since PE. Or should I say Pee-wee? Pac-Man was now against our greatest rival yet. It was Sherman from 7th grade PE. A fellow PE student that knows the dangers of EP. What the fuck?